Hello and welcome back to Emperor of the Fading Suns. So, it has been a little while since I've recorded. I got sick and that made it a little bit challenging. But then also I got invited to play a multiplayer game with a couple of friends of mine, so getting that set up. And I'm going to be playing as Al Malik there. So I've been playing around doing what would, I guess, be expansion testing in Dominion's terms over Istakar here and figuring out what to do with Alien and all that sort of stuff, and that's taken time, so been focusing on that a little bit. But that also brings me to another point that I wanted to raise that came up in some of the comments and stuff like that, especially on the last video I noticed. And first of all, please keep them coming, and if you see me doing something that doesn't make sense or you have questions about it, by all means ask. But I do want to put a caveat in that, and just a reminder, I guess, that I am aiming this towards new players, and I'm also kind of deliberately playing a little bit casually. This is not meant to be a super optimized playthrough, just because I think that if you do that against the AI, unless you're playing on ridiculous difficulty or something like that, it kind of sucks a bit of the fun out of the game. The AI is good, but they're not as good as a person. So, like, just as an example, somebody was asking, why don't I go to war with Hawkwood, drop in on Delphi, steal their scepters, and then yay, I've got 10 votes and I can just convince the League and then they'll vote for me and it'll be awesome. Part of that is because, or the big reason is because I think that takes some of the fun out of the game. Like, the diplomacy system ain't the best, but it gives you something to work on, right? And by just yoinking somebody's scepters right from the beginning, it's a bit of a crutch, I guess. So you could do it if you want and totally run the table. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just not really how I like to play, especially not given that I think I have this set to average difficulty and that sort of stuff. And also because if you are playing multiplayer, again, you could totally pull a stunt like that, but guess who now becomes enemy number one, right? Like, everybody's going to know you stole Hawkwood scepters, and they're going to be pissed because that's a massive power play early in the game. Later on, when there's a big wars going on and everything like that, sure, scepters are fair game. But to deliberately go in and raid right off the bat is, I don't know, kind of poor sportsmanship, I guess. And then I guess one of the other ones was why am I not using the assault landers and things like that to take the palace? And the answer is really just because I don't feel the need to. Sure, there's nice stuff here, but nothing I need. I've got, well, I can always use more metal, but I've got a pretty good metal income. I've got most of what I really care about. And if we look at the score graph, I'm doing pretty okay compared to everybody else. So I'm not massively worried about it. And yeah, I'm also changing up the way I'm tackling diplomacy a little bit. Instead of asking for regency votes and stuff like that, I'm just going to throw money at Salandra here, and I'm going to throw a little bit of money at the League as well, just to try and get them to like me more, so that as the game goes on, I'll be able to get their votes, and I'll be able to get Ducados' votes to get the regency. But again, not in a huge rush for it. What I'm mostly interested in doing right now is getting more electronics production going. That'd be good. I'm interested in finishing up taking Sutek and then probably expanding onto Cricketorum or something like that, and just kind of go from there. And that's one of the nice things about single player, is you can sandbox a little bit more. So anyhow, that is it. But by all means, don't let this discourage you from commenting, because I like reading them. I like responding to them. They make me think sometimes, why didn't I do that? So please, by all means, continue. Don't take that as me saying, "Rah, don't question me." So yeah, Anyhow, let's keep plugging away here. I think I'm ready to roll the turn. Oh, is this going to do that every single turn? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, we finished making our engineer on Aragon. I will build another. Finish building a naval transport. I will build a medium tank. Regent elections will happen next turn. I would be amazed if anything happened again. Oh, she'll give me money for my votes. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to reject for now. I'm going to exit. I might come back to that. Let me give it a thought. Okay, so where was I? Right. We were going to... Let's shuffle our space units around first. Okay, so over in orbit around Sutek now, we've got the pretty decent little force here. And I'm going to show you guys a trick too with how I left it this way deliberately to show you guys something basically. So because my bulk hauler moved in with no, and now it has 0 movement points, I can't do anything with it. And if I wanted to land it, I'd have to crash it into the ground anyhow. But what I can do is I'm going to pop down to Sutek here for a second. And we're going to go check out this mine a little closer. Not much closer, apparently. Okay, so we got the gun there that we can see. And we are going to drop these dudes down a bit closer. Yeah, let's drop them right here. Unload them. Got a significantly better view now. And then I'm going to launch these guys back up. And we're going to put our Wolfen and our Wolverine in one of them. Excuse me. And then we are going to drop them back down here. And now we should be well positioned to try and take this mine. Excellent. There we go. The mine is mine. Okay. And next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the engineer and this other infantry into here. I just didn't want to drop them. Figured one additional infantry wouldn't make a huge difference. Unload. And then back here, we're going to build a road. And then we're going to build a fort. Oop. And I'll have him stay stationed there. And then we'll have this tank start scooting down this way. This is probably going to get a response out of these cities here. We'll have to see how tough it is. Because now I've got that in orbit. Next up, let's bring a few reinforcements over. Drop this freighter down. Where do I want to put it, actually? Pretty sure... Yeah, into this fort. I'm going to grab some more, maybe a tank and an artillery. And get that set up to drop next turn. So pop that in, and we'll pop the artillery. And send that up. Cool. Okay, so that brings us here. Okay. I'm kind of wondering, I've got a lot of infantry. I'd rather not use the armored legions on ruins if I can avoid it, just because they're so tough to replace. So what I might do, I'm going to boot these two just out for now. And then everybody else will group together. I'm going to actually take the farm first, because that'll give me something that I can drop some tanks and some more support into here. And then I'll tackle the ruins. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, I think you were going for metal right there. Yes, you were. I remembered correctly. Okay, also, what do I want to do with you? Because if you're coming up with that message that you've run out of fuel every time, I'm just going to disband you and get the metal and electronics back. It's a bit of a loss, but not the end of the world. Okay, pop that in there. Send you down. Again, just I want to have some flak with this stack, just because they have a lot of... There's always a chance you're going to run into planes and stuff like that. So all I'm doing here is I'm going to concentrate most of my troops up in this fort so that I can pull from it. It's nice and central, and it'll give me a spot to drop my bulk hauler and stuff like that to collect more troops for the next invasion. Or the next wave, potentially. We'll see. Okay, so we got another engineer here. Definitely need to get more electronics up and going, so let's go do that. Or... got the Exotica now. I should get a bioplant up and running. But I don't want it mixed in with my electronics, so we'll build that. And also, let's get another engineer building in there. Can I buy more metal? I can. Excellent. Let's do that. And we'll build a couple more engineers. Building anything? You're building a medium tank. You're building a gunship. Okay. I apologize if you can hear some banging and stuff in the background and my dog starts barking. I'll try to cut that out, but we're getting our basement finished. Life is busy right now. We're getting our basement finished, and there's a guy down there doing the tiling, so... This is just habit more than anything. Build up the militia legions. Also, at some point here, I think, maybe not this episode, but probably the next one, I'll talk a little bit, or maybe next turn, I'll talk about the church and start playing around with that a little bit. Okay, anyhow, let us not get distracted. I'll go sit in the factory. I can do one more engineer, and I think I might do him on Vera Cruz. I would like to get a second factory going on Vera Cruz. I think I've pretty well explored everything at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring him up and station him over at Krakatorum, just to be able to keep an eye on that. I'm gonna bring him over here, which I probably should have done last turn, just to help out with any potential response out of these cities down here. Doubt they're going to be able to reach me this turn, and realistically I should be able to hold out against most things. I'm actually going to build an artillery. Okay, moved all my units. I'm just going to do some real quick Diplo, and then we'll roll the turn. All right. She wants to know about these votes. Almost forgot. I'm going to say no. Yeah, I'm going to say no for now. If I'm giving my votes away, I want a ministry, just in case she's managed to figure out a way to get somebody else to give her votes to.
The Hazat.
I'm just going to vote for myself. Got my tracker legions done. Excellent. Now, next up, we're going to keep looking at... Oh, what do I want to do now? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Now, this is something that I'm going to do... no, we'll hold off for now. In multiplayer, this is what you want to get very soon, because this makes your planet safe. Getting the Prophet space torpedo bombers are pretty huge. Let's do Theurgy actually, because we've got those we've got that relic, so, and we'll get more. What do I want to? I don't know. I don't know. I'll just pour everybody into Cerama Steel. Got ourselves a gunship. Actually, oh yeah, here's the Tracker Legion. I should probably show them off. So, yeah, you can see they aren't the best in combat. 630, you compare that, 440 for the infantry. So they're not as good as the infantry, but what you look at, what they're good for is this spot value of 8 and camo 7, compared to 4 and 3. These guys are really, really good just to include like 1, maybe 2 in an army, and track down, like just keep eyes out. They're an incredibly useful unit for that. So I'm going to build a couple of them. Accepted my terms. Wants pharmaceuticals for money. I'm going to reject that. 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 Okay. That was just everybody asking for votes. Some of them offered me money. I don't really care all that much. I've got money. Okay, let's bring you up towards Krakatorum. What do we see over Kish? Not much. And for Sutek, I forgot to build a unit in here last turn. We'll build these guys. The other nice thing about Tracker Legions is they are dirt cheap. They're cheaper than Infantry Legions. So you build a couple of them, and you're pretty well set up for Or, well, I guess they cost you basically nothing, right? Okay, let's see if we can see.
Unit spotted. Unit spotted. Unit spotted.
We'll just get them out. Not too much in there, which is fine. Let's launch you up. Now, I'm going to bring this down. Pop it in my mine. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave one assault lander here sort of in support of Sutek, and I'm going to bring everybody else back. At least those three. I'm going to leave the cruiser too. And we may as well bombard. Mine's going to be my next. Well, that was effective. Oh, we got clipped by one of these PTS guns. Let's see where that is. Because when they shoot at you, you do get to see, yeah, in the starport. So they have a range of 5 hexes, which basically means if I do any landings within 5 hexes of this starport, I'm going to get shot. And, I mean, you can see this is going to... The scary thing about these guys is how accurate they are. It seems like they only have the one on Sutek, but they also hit my cruiser, which has quite a bit more armor than something like one of the assault landers. So I'm going to have to be careful of that. And maybe not shoot at the bioplant again. Let's just shoot at the mine. Cool. Okay. Well, I could go... I want to give it one more turn. No, I do not. I'm going to go for the mine.
Unit spotted.
And I will leave them there because that's going to prevent them from being able to push in towards either of these mines, which is exactly what I want. Okay, sorry about that. Had to, excuse me, had to step away for a little while. Back though. And I believe we were just about to roll the turn. Because I don't think I want to... Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let's roll the turn.
The Hazat.
I will build... I want to build an engineer. I got lots of stuff. Yeah, let's build an engineer. And now let's start churning out some infantry. I got my... Keep building some more trackers there. Okay, so she liked the idea of me giving her money for nothing. Cool. And yeah, as I kind of expected, nobody got a majority, so the regency remains vacant. Cool. Okay. Let's shuffle our ships around, I guess. Oh, we got Lee Halan on Cricketorum here. Definitely going to want to start dealing with that sooner rather than later. And they got everything here. Both their frigates, their cruiser, their transport, so they're doing something serious. That's the church, not me. Okay, so let's see, what do we want to do on Vera Cruz? Guess I could drop... Maybe drop the bulk hauler down here. A bit of a slog to get up to that last farm, I think. It's the only other city here, huh? Oh no, there's a city up here. I wonder what that is. Interesting. I should send my Atmos fighter that way.
Unit spotted.
Well, looks like a well. I guess not terribly surprising. Usually when you see them isolated on a little peninsula like that, it's usually a sign it's a well. Okay. I'm almost wondering, 'cause I got some good stuff around here too. More exotics there. More metal. I think I'd deal with more metal up in here. I'm starting to run out. Or run out of spots at least. Still got a fair bit down here. It's not the greatest deposits though. Okay. Well, I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave some of these infantry behind. Start shuffling them off this way. Actually, you know what? Got a big enough army now. Maybe I will take these ruins. Okay. Let's then group all these guys and drop them into the fort. Leave the power legions, but I'll take the Wolfen, I'll take Wolverine. Yeah, we'll just load up on tanks, I guess. Can build infantry. Build infantry in situ, so. Now, let's use my assault lander. And I should be able to drop in the mine. Perfect. group this together. Quite a bit more in that bioplant, and it's close enough that the PTS gun is a threat, so we'll drop the assault lander down again. And you just see just how much more effective these tracker legions are at spotting things, and I'm reasonably convinced that they're going to be safe there, even though they do only have 6 camo. But you compare that here, well, I guess they've got a spot of 6. Big stack in there, though. Well, I have an officer. Don't really want to waste a whole bunch more time. Let's see if we can take the cancel. Group everybody together. If you attack with the full force, that's important. Let's take this bioplant. My accuracy is sucking. Oh yeah, we're going to get through this. Chewed through all their infantry. Maybe I'll lose a tank. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did lose a tank. Okay, so we captured them now. And now I got a bioplant. So the bioplant is going to make biochems, but I would need chemicals for that, so I'm not going to be able to do it. Not super spooked about this factory here. Or about that either, for that matter. Cool. Let's send the scout tank. You send him up this way. See if we can get better eyes on that starport. Sentry the gun there. And we'll sentry him as well. Okay, so my bulk hauler's done everything it can do. I wonder, any other targets I might want to hit? I could shoot the well. Trying to avoid being too close to the starport. Oh, what's off this way? It's a mine. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's one more city down here. There's a farm. Okay. And given that Sutek seems to be fairly under control, I'm actually going to go back to Vera Cruz here and maybe use that to help out with these ruins once I crack them open next turn. Seems like a good plan. So the other thing I could do too, is it still has 2 movement left, pop some more. Actually, what I really should do... Oh no, I can't use the relic yet anyhow. I don't have theocracy or theology or whatever. But I will pop them down here. And then next turn, we'll just have a great horde of infantry go in and clear these ruins. That works. Okay, just going to do Diplo, and then I think that'll probably be the turn and the episode. So let's go chat with you again. We'll give you... No. Give me a future favor, and I will give you... some money. And same deal here. Okay, cool. Well, like I said, I'm going to put a cut in here, and I will catch you all in the next episode. See if we can finish up on Sutek, and I'm going to have to start moving in on Kriko here. This might actually lead to our first war, depending on what Li Halan is up to there, so that should be interesting. Might try to also get Pyre. Just that way I've got something that's one jump away that can kind of support. We shall see though. Kind of lack transport capacity to really reliably colonize 2 planets at once, especially if one's contested, so that should be interesting. But yeah, I will catch you all in the next episode. Cheers.